aggressive, and let's Lightning Stormstar. I don't take any prizes, but they can't Frenzy Gouging here, either of them. Zeraora VSTAR and VMAX are cool cards with some really interesting attacks that up until fairly recently hadn't made a dent in competitive play. However, we saw an Arceus-based list featuring both Zeraora VSTAR and VMAX get top 8 at the Kyoto Champions League, which got me thinking, like, Zeraora and V-Star and VMAX, they're lightning decks. Why don't we put them in the current shell for a Miraidon deck? I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about this updated Turbo Miraidon list with the Zeraora package. Now, of course, the backbone of this deck is Miraidon, where its tandem unit ability is absolutely amazing. Lets you bench 2 basic Pokemon, lightning Pokemon, from your deck onto your board. Of course, the other one of those 2 can be another Miraidon, and then you pretty much just fill your bench. And that's pretty awesome. Like, it's a level of consistency that not many other decks have. And with it, we have like a whole bunch of attackers. I think this is starting to get silly, the amount of different attack options we have here. But the general game plan is that we want to go second, and with a combination of Squawkabilly to discard our hand on the first turn and draw more cards, and Peony, which lets us grab 2 trainer cards of our choice, get powered up really quickly. And ideally, we're using Iron Hands. We're taking out a smaller Pokemon with Amp You Very Much taking 2 prizes. We could just power up a Raikou for 2 energy and swing for upwards of 220 damage. Lots of different attack options here. We still have Miraidon is not a bad attacker in and of its own. 220 damage, can attack the next turn. Raichu is a heavy hitter towards the end of the game, letting you do 1 billion damage if you've got enough energy on the board. And the Zeraora package actually is interesting in this deck because Zeraora VSTAR, Crushing Beat does 190, discard a stadium and play. That's okay. 190, you're 2-shotting everything in the game. That's fine. What's interesting here is the Lightning Stormstar. For 3 lightning and a colorless, you get to do 60 damage 4 times across all of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can hit 1 Pokemon for 240 damage. You can hit 4 Pokemon for 60 damage apiece. It gives you some really interesting snipe options as your VSTAR power. And then Zeraora VMAX, 320 HP. This is going to be hard for most decks to KO, and its reactive pulse attack is very meta relevant right now. For 2 lightning energy, does 60 damage for each of your opponent's abilities in play. So if your opponent has 6 Pokemon with abilities, which is not that hard to see, you are doing 360 damage and you are one-shotting everything. So Zeraora VMAX, very cool attacker as well. Now, these are evolution Pokemon, and you kind of lose speed by setting these up. Zeraora V, its attack 190, can't attack. You probably don't want to use this turn 1. However, these are attackers that you can bring in the mid to late game, which is very nice. So otherwise, like, yeah, a plethora of lightning attack options here. Arguably too much, but I really wanted to try Zeraora in this package. So some other cards that we have here, we have 1 Lumineon to grab a supporter from our deck, put it into our hand. Ideally, you're playing this in the early game to get that Peony going, but you can use it to grab boss's orders or whatever later on. We have a 1/1 Flaaffy line for a little bit of energy acceleration on top of the electric generators. We have a two Zeraora V, 1 Zeraora VMAX, and 1 Zeraora VSTAR. Kind of gives us a little bit of flexibility, although prizing can be an issue if you prize one of the VSTAR or the VMAX. We still have the Squawkabilly to discard our hand, draw 6 at the beginning of the game. Such a good card. And Zapdos for that extra 10 damage to our basic lightning attackers. Really great against or in combination with Miraidon. And if you're attacking something like a Roaring Moon or another Iron Hands, this bumps this up to 230 and you can one-hit KO those Pokemon. For trainer cards, we've got 4 copies of Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards, grab a Pokemon of our choice, basic or evolution. 1 Raihan lets us off if we get knocked out on the previous turn, we can accelerate an energy from our discard pile and grab a card of our choice. Really great for making a bit of a comeback here. For Switch cards, I got 1 copy of Switch, 1 copy of Escape Rope. This is Electric Generator. Huge card in this deck. You look at the top 5 cards, attach up to 2 energy from your deck that you find in that top 5 cards onto your bench Pokemon in any way you like. It's got to be bench lightning Pokemon, so you're now powering up Mew this way, which is fine. And I should have mentioned, Mew is mostly here for drawing cards. However, genome hacking is not bad either, which you could potentially power up with Flaaffy or that double turbo energy in the deck, or Raihan, and then copy your opponent's attack, which is kind of cool. 1 copy of Lost Vacuum, just in case we need to bump any sort of tools or stadiums and get them out of the game forever. 2 copies of Battle VIP Pass in order to get our basic Pokemon down. And yeah, Miraidon covers most of it, but in case you need to get something down like Mew EX or Squawkabilly, Battle VIP Pass is nice for that. 1 copy of Super Rod to get our basic energy and our Pokemon back into our deck. 1 copy of Forest Seal Stone, which still lets us grab a card of our choice if we attach it to either Raikou or Raichu, and now Zeraora, which is really nice. If you're going to be using the Lightning Storm Star, you can't use Forest Seal Stone. But having the consistency option of Forest Seal Stone is still very nice. So got that in there. And you're not going to be using Zeraora VSTAR in every single match. So Forest Seal Stone still very much a valid card in this deck. 1 copy of Nest Ball to get a basic down. 4 copies of Peony, such a good card in this deck, letting you grab 2 trainer cards of your choice. You have to discard your hand in the process, but really you're just looking for the key pieces here and there. You might want to early game grab 2 generators, get that Iron Hand set up. You might just grab a Peony and then a generator, and then just constantly chain the Peonies so that you at least get 1 trainer card that you want all the time. We do have 1 Collapsed Stadium for bumping our Squawkabilly off the board. Also just kind of disruptive to our opponent from setting up. We have 2 Bravery Charms to add 50 HP to our basic attackers, 2 copies of Boss's Orders for Gusting, and 2 Beach Courts. So we've got a little bit of an easier time retreating out of the active for our basics. And for energy, we've got 16 Lightning Energy and 1 Double Turbo Energy. I mean, the game plan for Miraidon is similar. We want to go second. We want to get that first attack off with the electric generators, powering up our Pokemon, potentially using a combination of Squawkabilly, Lumineon, Mew, and Peony in order to draw more cards and get the right combination of cards early. And yeah, just keep the pressure on with our attackers, whether that is Miraidon, Iron Hands, and now we're adding a snipe attack in Zeraora with a big body, and then yeah, just an efficient attacker in certain matchups with a ton of HP. Let's get to these matches. Our opponent wants us to go first. Odds are, based on the Pikachu coin, based solely on the Pikachu coin, on the fact he wants to go first, I have a feeling they're playing a similar deck to us. Now, this kind of sucks, putting the Iron Hands in the active like this, because, okay, they're playing Roaring Moon. What is the best course of action? Losing Iron Hands right now does kind of suck. Okay, and we have like so much energy here. Okay, let's go and grab a Miraidon and a Squawk. Let's go and set up. Do we get the Zeraora set up? I think we have to, right? This is the Zeraora video. So let's go and get one of these set up here. We have to go first. Let's go and power up. Oof. Only 1. That's unfortunate. And having to lose the double turbo energy here off of the Squawk and Seize. Okay, we do get access to the Forest Seal Stone. That's nice. Let's go Generator. We get a 3rd energy on Zeraora. We should be able to get the play here. If anything, I think we kind of give up. We punt on the Iron Hands here. Yeah. I will give them Iron Hands, and in exchange, we could pop off right now. They are going to Ancient Boots their castle. That's actually kind of annoying. Not impossible to deal with. They play a Collapsed Stadium. Interesting. Okay. Are they gonna get the Sada's Vitality here, though? Yes, they are. Okay. But they can't Dark Patch, so I think on that front, we're okay. And they have double capsules? Are you kidding me? Okay, so we can Zeraora V-STAR right now. And that gets us... I don't think we need Forest Seal Stone at this juncture. If we get rid of Forest Seal Stone and we grab Zeraora V-STAR and we Lightning Storm Star, right? If we trap the other one in the active and we go like 120, 120, they can't Frenzied Gouging us. So let's go and do that, right? Let's go trap the other one in the active and let's Lightning Storm Star. I don't take any prizes, but they can't Frenzied Gouging here, either of them. And they've cut the bench short. Even if they power this up, like they have to Calamity Storm, they cannot. Yeah, they can no longer Frenzied Gouging for pretty much for the rest of the game. They're going to have to bump the stadium too. Let's see how it goes. Kind of a sick play here. Even if we don't get any KOs. This might be the long-term win here. And actually, yeah, Crushing Beat does 190. We're going to be able to knock out these for the rest of the game. Yeah, we can just KO. Yeah, if they gouging, then they just lose. So let's go and Peony, and we will grab another Peony as well as a generator here. And let's start powering up an Iron Hands just in case we get one energy. And sure, let's go and do that. And I'm going to keep the stadium on. And let's go Crushing Beat for 190. And we will not discard the stadium. And if they Frenzied Gouging us, then they just lose. Well, they wouldn't just lose. It would be a tough time for them. Okay, they could get another Roaring Moon built up. That is an option. Ugh, all these capsules. I hate it. Yeah, the capsule's not going to stop Frenzied Gouging from knocking themselves out. So let's see how they play it. If they don't, if they just let me swing again, they're giving me another opportunity to... Oh, they're going to boss up. And they can Calamity Storm here. Yeah, that's one way to keep pace. But they will have to Frenzied Gouging at some... If they want to take this out, they're going to have to Frenzied Gouging here. So... it might actually be worth our while to Super Rod here and get some of that energy back in the deck. Let's see. How do we do this? If I go and... Let's say we get one... Yeah, just one, right? I want to keep some energy in there for the... Yeah, if we Iron Hands... Yeah, I want a Peony here for... Actually, do I want a Peony? Yeah, let's go and do that. If I go and grab... Say, another Peony, and do we have any more generators? Yeah. And hopefully, we can go and hit 2 energy here. Hey, there we go. And we go 1, 2. And I think we have them in checkmate. I think we have him in checkmate. Let's go Crushing Beat for 190. Now, the way they win it, they're going to need another Gust option. Yeah, if they can Gust this up and Calamity Storm, then we have a problem. Okay, they're going to Status Vitality. And yeah, if they Frenzy Gouging the Zeraora, we just come in with the Iron Hands and it's over. Okay, Zeraora V-STAR coming in kind of clutch here. I like it. I like it. Very cool play with the Lightning Storm Star and basically just preventing them from hitting their Frenzy Gouging and them having to extend in ways that they normally wouldn't. Because, yeah, they also would have to Frenzy Gouging. The way they're built, if they boss up Iron Hands, they still have to Frenzy Gouging. Zeraora just knocks them out. So, I think they're weighing out their options. They may just scoop here. I probably would just scoop. I don't see a route to victory for them here, especially after playing Sada's Vitality. Yeah, maybe they Calamity Storm. They're just going to Calamity Storm. Okay. That's fine. Do we want to bench anything? Like maybe bench a Raichu? Yeah, I think a Raichu wouldn't hurt. And we can start to build that up and potentially just get that massive KO at the end. Let's go in Crushing Beat for 190. And if they Frenzy... Well, if they Calamity Storm this, they need to get a Stadium in play on top of that. So they are in a horrible spot. At this point, if they get another Charm on here and they get this all set up and they attack with the fresh one and they Calamity Storm, we can just bring in the Raichu and this is over. So let's see how they play it. Let's see how they play it. I think they're gonna try and play for the fresh one, but right now we have so much energy on the board that, yeah, 300. They can take out at most 3 energy trainers. Yeah, I think we're fine. I mean, maybe they Iono this energy out of our hand, but okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a thing they could do. Okay. We get the Flaaffy, so that's actually good. Now, what is the... We might actually be in trouble now. If they get the Pokestop, so they can Calamity Storm and bring in the fresh... Okay, so how do we come back from this? We need a switch out of some sort. We need to get Raichu into the active, and we need to get an energy. Now, I could... Yeah, do we just put Raichu in the active and think we're gonna get the energy in the next cards? Or do we... Or do we like Squawkabilly and... I think we put Raichu in the active and we pray that we can draw an energy in the next 4 cards. Oh, okay, hold on. We don't even have to do that. We don't even have to do that. Let's go and draw 2. And we do get the energy regardless. Let's go and Dynamotor to... Yeah, we're going to go and smash the... Let's go and smash this Roaring Moon right here. So let's go and Dynamic Spark. And yeah, we will attack for 420 damage. And yeah, we're going to go and take that win. That was awesome. GG's. So in this particular matchup, Zeraora kind of the MVP. Being able to tag with Lightning Storm Star early prevented our opponent from being able to use the Frenzied Gouging. And pretty much for the entire match, they were not able to Frenzied Gouging us without putting themselves in an overly detrimental situation. So Zeraora swinging big, doing good numbers, and yeah, getting the initial tag so that they couldn't just run over our deck was absolutely massive. And then by the end, getting the Raichu on the board, getting the Iron Hands on the board, and even with some of the nifty switching around and getting a fresh Roaring Moon setup with the Charm, we preemptively played that Raichu so we could potentially build ourselves up to a point where we could smash for massive damage. We ended up also drawing into a boss's orders, so we could have just used Iron Hands Ampy very much on the damaged Roaring Moon and taken 3 prizes that way. So that ended up being pretty cool. GG's. Okay. 210. We're gonna need if we're gonna knock this out turn 1, we got to get Miraidon on the, which is fine. I mean, they're probably kind of cheesed to be in this situation. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they had to get rid of 2 Sadas in the process and the Lumineon. They get their double moon down though. They are not going to be running any sort of any sort of bench coverage, though. So a Zeraora, theoretically, could do great. Iron Hands is also very strong in this matchup if they Frenzied Gouging it all. Let's see how we navigate this. Ideally, we want to get the knock on this Darkrai right now. And just put a lot of pressure on them that way. We have 2 generators already. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, capsules are a little annoying. Then they do get their Sadas back, which is nice for them. Okay. So, the play then, like we tandem unit, and we get down a Miraidon, and I would say a Zapdos? Yeah. Of these 2, or do you get the Mareep down? Like, yeah, no, the Zapdos is important here. We need to get a Squawk. So let's get rid of the boss. We're going to play Peony here anyway. So let's go and... do we have Squawk? Yep. We have Squawkabilly. I'm going to blast our hand. So let's go and... do we just double generator now? Let's go for it. So we hit turn 1. Awesome. And do we do the second one now? Oh, we can do, yeah, tandem unit. So let's go and grab the Mareep. And do we actually grab the Iron Hands? We want the Zeraora to try and show off what Zeraora can do here. Let's go for the Zeraora for funsies. Okay. And let's go generator again. We hit 1. All right. So what we're going to do, I am going to Bravery Charm up. We're going to get the knock on this. And arguably, okay, let's go and retreat into the Miraidon. They're going to force them into a Frenzied Gouging situation here. Let's go and grab 2 more generators. And let's see if we can power up the Zeraora here. We get 1. And we get 2. Okay. That's a good start. Squawk and Seize. Now we've used all our generators. We do get the Flaaffy, which is nice. And you know what? Let's Pokestop for ourselves here. Oh, no. We lost the VMAX. That's terrible. Let's actually vacuum away the Charm. Yeah, let's do that. And I could give them a Beach Court right now. I don't need it. Let's go 230. We'll blast, force them into a frenzied gouging situation. We get the Raichu. This is kind of not ideal. They are going to get the Sada's Vitality here, which is... Yeah, they're going to have to gouging. I wish we had... If we had the out to Zeraora VSTAR, and it sucks we lost the VMAX, but the VMAX isn't actually good in this matchup here. Okay, they get some trekking shoes. Kind of annoying we left the Pokestop out there. But we might need the Pokestop as well, especially since we're kind of short on stuff. Yeah, okay, they get themselves... Yeah, well, they lost the Darkrai, so I think I know what list they might... Are they playing the list from Champions League? I did cover... Yeah, I did cover this deck. By the time you watch this, I would have covered the cross-seaver version of the deck. Oh, no, they didn't get an attack off here. Okay, so... Let's go Pokestop. No! Oh, that's a massive L right there. Massive L for us. Oof. Okay. Well, hard retreat into the Zeraora. Oh, this is just flat out worse now. Okay. Let's go power up the other Miraidon here. And we can, during this Pokemon can attack 200 damage. Now, this is actually terrible because they can Calamity Storm. Oof. And they can retreat for 1. Oh, they just have the switch cart. So yeah, they're just going to Calamity Storm. We can at least knock this out. But, yeah, using the Pokestops, getting rid of both our Zeraoras was not good. Absolutely not good. Now, I think the way the math is mathing right now, we should still be okay. I mean, if they attack with... If they can get this one built up, then we have a problem because we don't have enough Gust. Okay. Little bit of an awkward situation we find ourselves in here. Let's go and start powering up the second Miraidon. I think arguably I should be building up a Raichu in case things hit the fan. Yeah, let's go and put some energy on... we'll build up the Miraidon, and then we can power up Raichu next turn. Wheel Photon Blaster for 230. I guess if I really wanted to commit to the Zeraora bit, I could have put Zeraora down, and now we get the Rod. So, okay, so prizing the Rod, that would have been good information to know before we committed to the bit. But interesting that they... Okay. They do get the Dark Patch. They're going to be able to come in with a fresh... But they're going to have to gouging at that point, so it's kind of not good for them. We might still have the win. Kind of unfortunate. Zeraora not going to get some run in this. So yeah, if I were them, if they have a vacuum and they could vacuum this, I mean, we'd still win. But... Yeah, thankfully, the Zapdos and the Miraidon being able to attack. There's the capsule. Okay. Ooh, what are we cross-switching? They take out the fresh Miraidon with the Calamity Storm. Now we have a problem. Actually, no, we don't. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. And this is actually great why we preemptively bench the Raichu. Because then we just switch. Yeah, we can put Squawkabilly up. We switch into the Raichu. We hit for 300. Everything is okay. Relax. Relax, homies. Okay, so we did not get the play in the way I would have hoped. But that's okay. We still get to show off some of the other inherent strengths of the deck. Accelerating energy really fast. And yeah, hitting really hard here at the end with the Raichu. Does kind of suck that we overextended on the Pokestops and threw out both of our Zeraoras. And this is going to be one of the things to keep in mind, is if we are teching in a Zeraora, that we don't have that many we don't have many copies of the V and VMAX, and we ended up Pokestopping away both of them. That was annoying. But we still, I think we at least show that, hey, we can get the Zeraora up and running pretty quickly in a deck like this, opening the door for the Lightning, is it called Lightning Storm Star? That move to be a realistic option for us. And the VMAX only takes 2 energy to really get popping off against a lot of big decks. So regardless, we get the win. We outspeed the Roaring Moon there. GG's. There we go. That is a look at the Peony-based Turbo Miraidon build with Zeraora in it. Now, we are spreading the deck pretty thin on attackers. It's kind of hard. I don't think you can cut the essentials like a Raikou, like an Iron Hands, like a Raichu. And I ended up thinning the counts a little bit from the last Miraidon deck in order to make this work. So we cut it down to 1 Iron Hands. I think I cut it 1 Rope and some other stuff here. But I do think that Zeraora VSTAR and VMAX are cool cards that have some really interesting applications and add even more attack variety to the deck. Is this going to be the best way to play it? I don't know. I do think there's an argument that this ends up making the deck less consistent, and maybe it's not worth it to have those extra attack options. But if you're looking to play Zeraora VSTAR and VMAX, you can totally make it work in the Miraidon framework and potentially tweak it even more if you want to make it a bit more of a Zeraora focused deck. But for now, I got to get going. Thank you so much for watching this one. Some quick plugs before we get out of here. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at @InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.